Hello everybody. We have 3 hungry goldfish that have just ate. Excuse me. I just cleaned out the tank. I cleaned out a little late, guys. I've been a little under, like, not feeling quite as energetic these days, but it's been hot, really hot. It's 108 the other day. I think today is going to be 100 and something. Tomorrow also, but I think Wednesday is going to be our wonderful day. It's going to be 88 degrees. And I don't know if it's going to start going lower and lower as the day goes by, weeks go by or whatever, because we're heading towards fall too. So I'm excited because I love fall. I love spring. Those are my best seasons, spring and fall. So just like right before it's going to get to where the deep, heavy, whatever it is. But my sister's in Colorado, and she told my mom that it's going to snow there. And I think it did a couple days ago or today or whatever. I'm like, what? It's 108 here and it's snowing over there? Oh, to tell you. But I'd rather have it more balanced where we have like a springish, autumnish type weather all year round. Would be great, wouldn't it? Excuse me. So anyways, I just changed their tanks, a quarter of it, both of them. These are the Orandas, of course, but I was supposed to do it on Sunday. I don't know, I just felt like I didn't want to do it, and you can't do that sometimes. If it looked really, it did look a little cloudy, so my bad self did not change it, but I did it today. So I said, well, one day, they have a holiday today. I wanted to go and visit my doctor today, but I forgot their office is closed. Yeah, I just want to go and check some things and just do like a normal, regular checkup or whatever, but I didn't even think about it, but today it was closed. So I hope everybody's doing okay out there. And I told you I was going to do one more good news, which was going to be last month, so I'm going to have to do 3 this month. I was behind. We had a terrible thing happen last month, which was our air conditioner went out. So it kind of threw things off for me. But, you know, because I wasn't really sure what to expect about it, but, you know, now I kind of know. So I still could have done things. I think I did do some things anyways, even though. But I've got some projects coming up, which would be some sewing. And that is definitely going to happen. Is it going to happen this week? I don't know, guys. You can probably see my plate there. I just ate some of that sugar-free or keto cheesecake. It turned out okay, but it's like if you want something sweet, but that one, it could be tweaked a little bit. Wasn't really happy with it. Wasn't as good as what my last one came out like, but it was okay. I mean, I ate it with my coffee, so I guess it's, you know, it was good enough to eat that with the coffee, and I'm not gonna let it go to waste, but it was all right. I'll say it was all right. So if you try that recipe that I put on there, I would taste it, definitely taste it, and I probably wouldn't put the lemon sauce in there. The lemon juice, I mean. I think that's what did it, because you either do or, because I put some, I think I put, it should have been a little less lemon juice maybe. I don't know what it was. There's something was off about it. But it was tasty. It was all right. Play around with the recipe next time and see. But anyways, everybody's doing all right so far. My Houdini in there is looking for me, I think. But I don't know if you saw the other video where he ate the millet from my hand. I have to try it again and see if I can get him to do it again. But he's been still kind of like shy, but we'll keep working with him. Oh, good morning, sweetie. Hi. How was your sleep? Good. You guys hear him back there? So anyways, I'm gonna go and check on the other one. They're doing fine too. Let me actually get them on here. Hold on. My the Comet. Oh no, they're the Common. Common. I was calling Comet for like once, almost a whole year, but they're common goldfish, and they're growing. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go in here and video. Okay, so I put the light on for a few minutes. I said I was gonna go to the commons, but I just put the light on them for a few minutes so we can see them. Just check them out, you know, check out your fish. You know, if you haven't been in there and really looking at them in detail, and like I've been really busy doing things, and so I used to set with them every day and every evening. Not all day, but you know, like at least about a good 30 minutes and look at them and make sure things are okay with them. But I haven't been in here like that because I got the birds now to change their cages too, and I've had the birds before, and I kind of neglected my one bird for like a week one time, and her cage wasn't changed for a whole week, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So now I just do it every other day and just keep on that schedule, so that way it's nothing, no forgetting or anything like that. So they appreciate it, believe me. You should change it every day, their water. And I've been starting giving them the water from the filtered water, because you know, you never know what's in that water. Just like the fish, you got to put chemicals in there in order to keep them alive in here because of whatever they put in the water. So we want to make sure that the fish are okay too. I mean the birds. So if you feel like it might benefit them, I would give them the bottled water. Or if you have that little filter thing on the faucet, then do that. I mean, it's your choice. So anyways, I just changed it. I kind of stirred up a little bit in there. So if it's a little cloudy, then that's because I just probably like no more than 30 minutes ago finished cleaning out their tank. But they're doing well. Doing well. You know, just check them out and make sure they're swimming okay. Their bodies look okay. Now, I'm checking this out. Cherish looks like Coral now. And Coral looks like Cherish, because her little crown thing is darker than hers now. So, and she's getting pretty big. She was small. She's getting a little bigger now. So they're growing. It takes some time for them to really, you'll be able to see it really good. Charcoal still looks, he looks the same to me. He's just growing his, little by little. So there goes Cherish. There goes Cleo. I was gonna say Coral, and that's the other one in the other tank. And then there's Charcoal. And they're doing well. And I apologize for not getting that video out, but it will come out in a few days. What I need to do, I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been going to bed pretty late on some of the days, and I need to go to bed earlier on some days that I plan on doing a whole day of, you know, activities, because it's been really hot in this town. And so you should get up a little earlier here if you want to benefit from getting things accomplished, you know. And I still get up early, but then once you get up early, you've got exhaustion. So you're not really feeling like doing everything that you know you need to do. It's depending on how late you get up. I mean, stay up. If you stay up late, then you get up early, then your body's not gonna have the proper rest that it should have. And so even though you're doing things, you're not really into it. So It's good to get your rest. You know, get at least 7 hours, I guess, or something like that. You know, there's like a clover on there. How'd that get in? I didn't even go with that plant, does it? Okay, so guys, I am going to let you go, and I'm going to check out the fam, and that is the common goldfish. You know, I can look at you all day. These are my dream fish. And I'm just anxious for them to grow big, you know, but they'll take their time, and as long as they stay healthy and they can take their time and grow as slow as they want. You know, you got to get the water right. I tell you, it was like really like a sauna before. So I don't know, this winter time, hopefully they can adjust good because it gets cold. And I'm thinking it was kind of cool when I got them, you know, it was just kind of cool. It wasn't hot like it is now. So they adjusted, but there is a heater if it does get too cool in here for them. But I think they're just getting used to how I have them. You know, I'm careful with them and change them appropriately and so forth, and hope that they adjust well to that. We could probably get one more of them in this tank because it's a pretty huge tank. So I think they could have one more in there and that'll be it. And then if they do have babies or whatever, little eggs that hatch or whatever, I have another tank that's set up that I use for like emergencies. Like the last time whenever they were overfed, I was able to put them in there, and it was perfectly fine because and then I used some of that water and part of this. I just had to change part of this water because this is the biggest tank, so, and good water in here for the fish. So, I mean, it's already ready for fish, and I shared it. I shared it whenever the commons tank went out. No, it didn't go out. They were overfed, so. But that's how you could do it too. You know, it works out. And their filter, let's see, is it still doing all right? Yeah, it's on blue. So the next time I change the water out, I'm gonna probably rinse it out. See if it's, because if it feels kind of like there's a lot of something on there, it looks like it, take it and rinse it in their fish water that you're changing it out of. And you know, once it gets too bad, it'll tell you, it'll get red and it won't change to blue anymore. Then you gotta change it. But these are supposed to last me for a year, but that's for one tank, I think. And I've got 2 of them, so it'll probably last me for 6 months. The filters, and then depending on how dirty your tank is too. Now, if it's pretty dirty, then you might not last you that long even. You know, you just have to keep up with what your fish are doing and what your tank is showing you, and you know. Hi girls. I think those are the girls, and I think that's the boy. But I could be wrong. It could be all girls, it could be all boys. But it could be that's a girl and these are boys. I don't know. I'm not a fish. I don't know. If they get a little older, I can probably tell. I just can't really tell. It looks like that one's a girl though from the shape of it. And this one too, because they have more roundness to them. Keep observing them and see and check them out. And his little scale came off. This one's supposed to turn yellow, I think. And we'll keep watching him and see if that really happens, because I saw, well, each time I've seen a black goldfish like that one, he looks gray, but he's called a black one. I've seen them change colors. They never stay that color right there, because it's kind of a weird color, first of all. Although I liked him, I said I want that one because he's a black one. But when I got him, I'm like, he looked kind of grayish, kind of weird color, you know, silverish. But he's supposed to change to yellow. and silver, I think, or yellow and white or something like that. But if not, we got us an unusual, cool one. He kind of looks like a, when he was down there, he looked like a catfish. Hey there. So anyways, I sit there and watch them sometimes. I used to have a chair over there and I brought it to my room. But I didn't realize this, which I'm sure a lot of people do, and the ones that are fish hobbyists or so forth. I've noticed this some months ago though, that when they sit there, their eyes will like trail you, like they turn. I didn't realize they turn. I thought they just stayed straight where they have to turn and look at you, but their eyes turn around back and forth. So cool. Made amazing creation is just a wonderful thing. Okay guys, well, let's go see the other ones. All right, so there they are. See, is that close? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, guys, let's see. Okay, so these are the common, and they're doing fine. I just did their water too, so it might be a little cloudy. What I did was I split up the food so that there's some in here and some in the other, because I've been taking them back and forth. So I got another one, and I just put half of it, well, at least enough in here so that I can, the other one's full. So I just put it in this little cup with water and let it soak so that they go down to the bottom. And it goes down to the bottom, then they won't be going up to the top trying to eat it from up there. So, but they're doing all right. I'll close this just a little. They're having a little Zoom meeting. Oh, there's a big spider web behind my door. Oh boy. I hardly opened that. I wonder what kind of spider that is. Hold on, guys. I gotta get that. Okay, so definitely I got it. I had to spray. There's a teeny little spider going back there. But, you know, you don't want to have spiders. For some reason, if you don't water your plants, which I have a lot of plants outdoors that the spider webs like to grow on, I used to take the water and just squirt down everything, but I haven't been really going out there and doing that lately. It's been so hot. So I just do it by hand, and I've been finding a lot of spider webs growing. The spiders are putting them out there, so just keep an eye on your plants and things, guys. But I just went ahead and if you ever mess with spray or anything like that, and you've got your fish tank, keep it completely away from it. Like, don't ever drip it in there. Don't ever. You make sure you wash your hands after you're messing with it, because if you don't, you could accidentally put some poison in your fish tank and they will die for sure, get diseased. So there they are. They're doing great. And when you can hear that in the background, that's Houdini, and I completely ignore him when he does ear-piercing screams. If he tries to talk, then that's different. But if he does that, I just ignore him. So I apologize, because I'm just not looking at him right now, because when he does that, that's just not okay for me. And if you talk to him or her, or whatever pet that you have, and they're doing that, then you're letting them know it's okay to do it. So nope, when he does that ear-piercing scream, I don't pay attention. They're gonna have bird cage change today too, in a little bit. And see them? There they go. Okay, here's Jaws in the front. You see he's trying to catch up with Steve back there. They're trying to grow. And Steve, I think, has almost grown as big as Coral, because Coral used to be bigger than Steve. Way bigger. But you see how he caught up to her. He's back there. And then there's Jaws by Coral. There's Coral. So these fish have been hiding, kind of, you know, you should have something in there so they can hide if they want to. And I don't even say be quiet to him. I don't acknowledge him whenever he does that. unless we're doing something out there and I need him. I'll tell him to be quiet like that. But right now, I'm not gonna pay attention to what he's doing because he'll keep doing it and think it's an attention getter, which it is piercing my ears. So how are you guys? You're doing pretty good. They are doing great. You're doing great. You'll hear him get ready to try and talk in a little bit if he notices I'm not paying any attention to him. And I'll go and I'll acknowledge it when he starts trying to talk. When he says something like good morning, or he says hello, if you'll say hello or good morning or something like that, then I'll acknowledge him, or if he's trying to do it. But when he's doing that, he's just screaming loud. My ear rings. Oh, what are you guys doing behind there? So anyways, I hope everybody's doing all right. Today's a holiday, I believe it's Labor Day or something like that. So a lot of people are off work, and just be careful with the fireworks or whatever you do on that day. I don't know. And don't burn nothing down, because over here somebody did a gender reveal or something like that. I don't know what they used, but they burned something and we got fire again out here, smoky. That's what I heard. So be careful with whatever you're doing out there so that you don't burn something down. Over here it's hot and dry, so wherever you are, just be careful, because I know they do fireworks or something on this day, don't they? Oh no, this is the 4th of July, I think. But whatever you do, just be safe. Don't get in large gatherings and start getting us back to square one. Keep your distances and your masks and so forth, and do what, the health officials and people in charge are telling you. So that way you can progress, or whatever. Things can progress, and people are staying safe. That's the main thing. So, what do I have on the agenda? I will be doing some sewing. I have some sewing that I wanted to do. Both of these fish tanks are doing weird things. Okay, now this one, it does some weird stuff, because after it got flooded with food, it started gathering like some weird stuff. Different kind of algae on here. And the other one does the brown one. So this one had a little bit of brown algae too. But I cleaned it up. I always clean it up. Try and clean it up so you don't, unless you want it all in the cracks of your aquarium and so forth. Just wipe it up right away if you can. Pay attention to your fish. See how they're reacting. And these could use a bigger tank soon. And then I'll use this one for some tiny ones, I guess. Like, I don't know. I like the neons, and I do like the mollies. Like the swordfish. The small ones, not the big ones. They have little ones. Or maybe they get humongous. I don't know. I've never had them long enough. My swordfish jumped out of the tank one time. My son we picked the fish that we wanted. And a friend of ours taught us about fish tanks and so forth. And so we had the small ones. We got the neons, we got the mollies, we got goldfish. We had them all together, and you're not supposed to really put them all together. But they did well together, seriously. But maybe they didn't, because I remember they were going after the small fish, the goldfish were. So, and I didn't have them very long, so obviously they weren't doing well. I wasn't really taking care of them either. Yeah, I really wasn't. I had to go back and forth to a couple different jobs, and I was doing nursing at the time, and so I didn't really have time for them, which I should have taken time. I watched them, I fed them, but I didn't do the tanks regularly. And one time I knew that I had a little crack in the back of my tank where the air goes in or whatever. I mean, the filter or whatever. And there was a hole there, and they were tiny, little fish, and they were jumpers. And my son's swordfish kept jumping out. So finally one day I was at work, and then I put him back in. I was able to find him each time, but the next time he jumped out, I didn't find him right away, and he died out of the water. But that's why you always look, at your fish and make sure all of them are in there. But I had different ones in there: catfish, mollies, and then I had the swordfish. It was a red one. And then we switched to some other different ones. I forgot what they were called, but they all ended up dying, I think. Because, you get them for kids or whatever, and then they don't take care of them, and then you don't really watch them take care of them or whatever. But if you do watch them take care of them, which there are some responsible kids that take care of things, so just teach them, and then they'll do it. If you teach them, they'll last for you, they'll live for you, they'll enjoy being around you or whatever. Teach them that, and then they'll learn, and then they can take good care of them. But if you don't teach them, don't have time to teach them, don't get them. Because it's definitely not. And I think my son could have benefited from some fish that he could really take care of, or a bird, or I don't know, something that he could have taken care of, because he was home a lot, because I worked a lot, and I think he could have benefited. I know he could have. He never really expressed interest in anything like that, though. Just dogs. He liked dogs. And that was a lot of work, because you'd have to take them in and out of the house, and you're not home at work or whatever. You got to come home, and if they're going in and out at that time, you just don't want kids running around doing things. It's just too tempting for them to do things. But if they're responsible, that's a different story. But still, there's other people out there that are not good people all the time. But I remember years ago, my son, because I went to work overnight, but I had a deadbolt on my door, and my son was old enough he knew how to call people. He was, you have to be old enough, I think he was, I forgot how old was he, 9 or whatever. But my neighbor, took it upon himself to go and have my son go over his house, and I was so mad. I was like, you know what, don't ever do that again. He's like, well, if you do leave him alone again in your apartment, I'm gonna call the police and all that. I said, you go right ahead, because he's able to be alone. And there's rules that your child must be able to call 911, be able to know their address, be able to know their phone number. Responsible, there's no set age that you can be babysitting or at home after school, or while mother's at work, And he never burned down anything. I had crock pot food. He had dinner and everything. I always had his, he did his homework or whatever. And it's just weird how people are, just nosing into other people's business. And it was fine, but I'm sure he got bored for a baby, but I had to work, I had to make money, take care of my bills, and I didn't have a babysitter. When I did finally take him to daycare, it took almost all of my money to do that, to pay that, and pay, whatever other bills I had. I could never take him for entertainment or anything like that. It was pretty pitiful. So, just balance things out. And if you can get somebody that like your relatives, friends that you can trust, or a good child care that's not going to charge you an arm and a leg, then that's the best bet. If not, if you train your family well, safety, and you're able to, now you can put videos in there, and I'm sure it's a lot easier for the family to be at home. You can direct them over the internet, over the Skype or whatever, or Zoom, or have the the video in there and have them check in and all that. You can check on them now, but back then they didn't have that. And I know when I had my daycare, I was thinking, oh, I would like to put the videos in there so they can watch their children all day. You know, when I did have daycare, and they can, this is before anything else came out like that. You know, of course you put your videos up when people come and watch your children in your home, but I had my own daycare, and I was gonna, like, at a certain time of the day, or if they wanted to, I was just gonna let them click in and they dial up and then be able to check on their family and see how they're doing in there, see what they're doing for the day on their lunch break or whatever during their break. That's a good idea. You know, if you have that type of thing, you have a daycare, that's a good idea. You know, make sure the parents can check in on them. That's the best thing you can do, and I'm sure they do nowadays. And you know, because it's crazy. Yeah, be ready to zoom in there and check on them, and you can do it over the internet now, so that way you know they're safe. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for the Goldfish Day. And I'm trying to see if he's going to try and talk a little bit, but he's just acting crazy back there. I've been ignoring Houdini. But I got him a little mirror in there. I think I showed it on the other video, and he loves it. Sometimes he talks to himself, don't you? Don't you back there? See, I gotta ignore that. That's just like a hawk screeching. Well, little goldfish, you're just growing, and I'm sure folks that have been seeing you have noticed. And yes, you're getting bigger. They're gonna all be the same size pretty soon. But I know which ones are which. Let me see if I can even tell those two apart. If he gets as big as Steve, now he's got a little oranger top part of his head right now. So that might be the trade. I mean, the markings that I can tell the difference. If not, I have to find something else, because it changes sometimes. It turns a little lighter. When they get as big, he gets as big as Steve, then I don't know if I'll be able to tell them apart at all. Because Steve lost his mustache. So, and they're kind of looking similar. I mean, they do look similar. I'll find a marking or something on him that looks different, I'm pretty sure. If not, well, we'll call them whatever. We'll call them their names, but we'll hope that they answer. No, I'm kidding. But that one is the smallest one, Jaws, so far. But I know he's going to catch up, because they do grow pretty good size. And see how Steve is as big as Coral now. He might even outgrow her. I think she looks smaller than him almost, lengthwise and width. So she used to be the biggest one. See them? Yeah. And Jaws was very tiny. Eclipsis, what are you doing over there? Hmm? See, he's just being too loud. I'm definitely not going to cater to that. Okay, just check them out. Put some soothing music instead of the screeching in the background. And meditate on your day. Not meditate, but just think about what you're going to do for the day. Or just relax for the day. And tomorrow's back to business as normal, I think. It's just ridiculous. It's kind of a hazy day out from the clouds, you know, because of that smoke that's out there. But anyways, I'm trying to think, am I going to have this week I can't really tell you what's going to happen, but I'm definitely having the last part of the good news information that we were discussing. So look on the videos, the latest ones, and I'll have the last part. I think there's one more part on there, part 5. And that'll be on there, and then I'll pick whatever I want for, unless you guys can think of a subject that you'd like to discuss or like to hear about from the Bible, then that is something enjoyable that you'd like to hear about or wondering about, you know, because we have quite a variety of things: wickedness, why do bad things happen, deaths, what happens when you die, who is God, who is Jesus. There's a lot of different subjects, but you might think of something like, hey, why does this happen, or why does that happen? And so, you know, just jot it down in the text on there, or inbox, or, you know, comment, whatever you like. If not, we will be doing some other subject, and I will just see what sounds interesting, or what is kind of like the days, you know, like there is a subject in there that I probably would like to go over, and it's talking about protests, I think it is, and there's a magazine that discusses the Bible's view of different things like that. And I'll tell you, there's one thing that we do know, that mankind, you know, they have been doing so many things to each other, negative, and there's those that do positive things. So there has to be a balance, and we know that mankind cannot bring that balance because they are imperfect and they are struggling one way or another, like different ideas. Of course, we have our own minds, but the main structure of humankind should be tailored after a unity, something that is comfortable for everyone. So that is discussed to, you know, read your Bible daily, and you will see what type of people the Creator has in store and what He likes, you know. That way you'll see, you know, you can tailor your life around how He likes it. And that's who deserves to have the say-so, right? But anyways, I'm going to go because he is just way too loud, and he's not even trying to be, he talks in the morning, but now he's just screaming because he thinks he's going to get my attention like that, but I'm definitely not going to pay attention to that. But anyways, you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you soon.